right, hey everybody, and welcome back to Healing Growth. I'm Lucky, and I am so glad you decided to join us again for another deep dive into some fascinating stuff. As always, I'm here with Mika,
Hi, everyone.
who is going to help us, unpack and explore all these ideas. Are you ready to kind of dig into like the unexpected upsides of
Yeah.
being single in 2025?
I am so ready. Let's do it. It really challenges a lot of conventional wisdom, and especially as we're heading into like this whole new era.
Okay, so let's set the scene right. Like
Yeah.
2025, the world's changing so fast, like warp speed, everything's different, technology, how we connect, like
Well,
all of it. And in the middle of all of that, being single is being presented as like an advantage.
right.
That just seems so counterintuitive.
Yeah, it's like it almost feels like a countercultural movement. You
Yeah.
know, when you think back to the 1950s and like
Yeah.
the ideal was like the nuclear family.
Right.
But now you see single person households are increasing. Solo living is like becoming more mainstream, and it's changing how we even talk about it.
It's like, wait a minute, maybe going solo. And that isn't
Mhm.
your only vision. In this world that's like obsessed with finding the one is actually like the smart move.
I know, right?
Like, think about it. It's a time when everybody's supposed to be, rushing to the altar. But what if slowing down and taking stock
Yeah.
and like really focusing on yourself is like the key?
It's about, you're right, it's recognizing that being single isn't about being lonely.
Mm-hmm.
It's about really taking advantage of this time to really solidify like your sense of self, who you are,
Yes.
and really defining like what you want your life to look like in this crazy world that's changing so fast. It's almost
Yeah.
like singlehood is becoming like this unexpected superpower.
Because you have the flexibility to adapt
Yeah,
and change course
exactly.
as needed.
Right.
Right, but there's still this idea that being single equals being lonely.
Mm-hmm.
How do we get past that?
Well, I think we need to shift the narrative. Instead of focusing on what's missing, it's about celebrating the freedom, the independence, and all the opportunities that come with being single.
Right.
Think about it. You have the time to really deepen friendships, explore new passions, and really invest in your own growth without having to compromise.
It seems like people jump into relationships looking for a quick fix
Yeah.
for their own issues.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen.
Yeah.
I've had friends who thought, a relationship would just erase
Yeah.
where their insecurities or past hurts.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't really work out.
You're absolutely right. It's like trying to build a house on like a shaky foundation. Lasting happiness in any relationship starts with inner healing. And being single gives you that perfect chance to do that work, whether it's therapy, journaling, spending time in nature, or even exploring mindfulness practices.
You're giving me ideas.
Oh.
Seriously, though, how can someone start that healing journey?
Well, first, be patient with yourself. Healing takes time. Don't rush the process. Second, create space for self-reflection, journaling, meditating, spending time in nature. Those can all be really powerful tools.
Yeah.
And finally, don't be afraid to seek professional help if you need it. A therapist can provide guidance and support as you sort through your emotions.
So we're talking about really taking the time to get to know ourselves, work through our past, and create that solid foundation. And then from that place of strength, we can start to think about what we want in a partner. I remember this one point about setting high standards for love. That really stuck with me.
Yes, absolutely. When you're single, you're not pressured to settle for less than you deserve.
Right.
You have the time and space to define your non-negotiables, the values, qualities, and life goals that really matter to you.
Okay. But how do we figure out those non-negotiables? I feel like a lot of people struggle with that.
It starts with self-awareness. Think back to past relationships. What worked? What really didn't work? What did you learn from those experiences? Think about your values, your passions, your goals. Do you want to travel the world? Start a family. Focus on your career. Look for someone who shares those aspirations, someone who complements and supports your vision, not someone who clashes with it.
That makes a lot of sense. Before we move on, if anyone listening is really resonating with these ideas about healing and personal growth, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Healing Growth for more relationship content.
Yes, we love sharing these insights with you, and we love hearing what you think, too.
Speaking of self-awareness, this last idea is about cultivating the most important relationship of all, the one you have with yourself.
Oh, yeah.
It's like everything else flows from that, right?
It's the foundation. When you make self-love and self-care a priority, you're creating a life that feels really full and meaningful, regardless of your relationship status. And remember, self-love isn't just bubble baths and affirmations, although those are important too. It's about honoring your needs, setting boundaries, pursuing your passions, recognizing your worth,
Mm.
and treating yourself with kindness and compassion.
There's this quote I love: to love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance.
Ooh, I like that one.
It's so true. The more we invest in ourselves, the better equipped we are to have healthy and fulfilling relationships with others.
I agree. That investment pays off in every area of your life.
Absolutely. So what are your thoughts on all of this? Have you noticed this shift towards single empowerment? Let us know your experiences
Yes.
down in the comments.
Yeah.
We would love to hear from you.
We always appreciate your insights.
And here's a final thought to chew on. What if embracing singlehood in 2025 isn't about finding yourself, but it's actually about designing the life you want on your own terms? What would that look like for you? Until next time, keep exploring, keep growing, and keep believing in the power of you.